On. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties just trying to figure out how to go into Facebook, but we'll just do it this way so that everyone can hop on and see the screen. So we're going to talk about attraction marketing today. This was brand new to me. I talk about marketing every day in corporate world, but this type of marketing, like in normal corporate world, like the brand is everything and that's what we talk about, but this is totally different. It's a totally different approach, and this is what makes people come to you. So this was like news to me. I remember before I even started my business, I tried to brand all of these different things for Monat, and then when I got started I was like, oh wait, I actually don't want to talk about the brand at all. That can come with time, but we're going to talk a little bit about today how to create FOMO for your products and your business and how to make people come to you. So this is super high level. Jamie's going to get more into like the nitty gritty of exactly how to do this. So we're going to talk about the why behind attraction marketing. I'm going to throw some marketing stats at you, and then Jamie's going to go into specifically how to create that curiosity. So attraction marketing, this is the first time hearing this term, or if you heard it when you started and you forgot what it means, it's basically a marketing strategy that's going to involve drawing people to you. We are in a business where we want people to come to us to buy the products, right? We don't want them out there finding their own information. So when we're not giving them the brand, when you're talking about these amazing hair care products, they have to ask you, wait, what is it that you're talking about? If you are saying Monat a lot of times, and I know some people that are further into their business, they're at a point where it's like 3 or 4 years in, everyone knows that they do Monat. I'm still kind of in that window where maybe occasionally I'll put it up, but I still want people to have to say, wait, what brand is this? What are the hair products that you talk about again? Like, that's what makes people come to you. If they are just left to their own to Google stuff, we all know that Google is like, there's a lot of false information. So they may talk themselves out of buying before they even have a chance to come to you and ask what it is. So that's one of the main reasons. It also, it creates FOMO, right? When you're talking about the business, you're talking about the products, and you're not saying what it is. Again, people have to come to you to find out specifically that. You got me.
Sorry, Kelly, I'm muting.
No problem at all. People to come to you to ask, wait, what is this business that you're doing? Because they're not really sure. So just some general rules of thumb. If you are not someone that posted on your social media a ton, I wasn't. I did a lot of feed posts, but I barely posted my stories. And now, like, I'm sharing my life constantly all day. Jamie's going to go into specifically what to share about your life and having a little bit of a strategy behind that. But 80% of those posts are going to be just about you. They're not going to be about the business, which to me, when I heard that when I was starting, I was like, that makes this so much more fun and less pressure, because I don't want to turn my page into a storefront. I want people to come to my page and say, oh, wow, like, I really love Kelly. Look at all these things about her feed. Just a disclaimer, guys, if you go to my feed, you're not going to see anything about money. I have some company reasons that I have to do my social media a little bit differently, but we'll give you lots of examples of people that do this to its full potential the way that they can. And on my stories, I do still use attraction marketing strategies, but you do want to post 2 to 3 times to your feed, and then make sure that you're constantly having something up to engage. Like, people should never go to your story wheel unless there's extenuating circumstances happening in your life and you not have some sort of story up. That's basically you saying, I'm open for business. I'm open for you to engage with me. I want you to click on my story and see what I'm doing. Okay. So and I'm sorry, that did not load very well. So I can, if people want to see the screenshot, I will send it out after. But I wanted to shout out Christina Della Torre because, number one, she did not have that many followers when she started this business. And I just feel that she does her social media so well with that balance of 80% just about her life, nothing to do with Monat, because you guys, people don't like to be sold to. So if you turn your social media page into a sales machine that all you're ever talking about is our business and nothing else, you're going to get unfollowed probably. People, and that's why, and I get, maybe someone in my circumstance wants to create a separate Instagram for their Monat business. I do not recommend that. I've had several people do it, and I've seen it be successful a time or two, but I'll tell you 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work, you guys, because people don't want you to build a page just where you're going to be selling them stuff. They want to follow you because they love you. So I have a little screenshot of Christina's feed. You can see the majority of those pictures. There are some business posts. I think one of her trips is actually in this specific screenshot, but a lot of them are her family at Disney, like how the business got them there. And then just pictures of her kids, pictures of them at the water park, pictures of them doing stuff in the summer. So she, in my opinion, has a great balance, and we have so many other great people on the team. I just think because of the amount of followers she started with, and because she is so busy, she's a detective with the NYPD, her workload is super heavy, and she finds the time to fit in the perfect cadence of always showing up on her feed, showing up on her story. And I still remember when she started her business, this post. Now, you'll see it does have modern nature in there, but if you Google modern nature, you're probably not going to find much about money. But I loved what she said. I'm going to read it since I did not proof my graphics. Sorry about that. And tell you how she teed up her business when she first started. And this is a great, get some examples to send to your team of those first posts. You do not want to say money in the first post because all your friends and family are going to go out and Google it. So she said, ready to take on a new and exciting opportunity with my family. Yes, my family. We are all in it together. AJ already loves seeing the girls on our team calls, and Penelope is my business assistant. I'm so thankful for my supportive husband and can't wait to see what 2020 has in store for us. The best is yet to come. #blessings, #goals, and she did some hashtags after that. You are going to have no idea what she's doing, right? You are going to have to reach out to her and say, wait, are you not a police officer anymore? What are you doing? So I just love the way that she teed that up. I've seen some other cute story posts. I did one on my story that was I'm starting something new. I put a picture of my family at the time as well. I'm doing it for them. I always thought I had to wear extensions to have the hair that I wanted. I was wrong. DM me to find out my new hair secret. Nothing about money. I'm just talking about how I have a business opportunity and my hair is going to look bomb. So if you guys need pointers for your new market partners, I know that we have an amazing resource coming soon that Jamie will probably go into a little bit more about as well. That'll be our new handbook. So a lot of times people get in their head about, oh, I don't want to be annoying. You guys, I know that we think everyone sees every single thing that we post, but they don't. Most of the time, people are catching every other post of yours. So I know people get in their head that they don't want to say the same things over and over. You guys, that's what marketing is. How many times do you see the same commercial? How many times do you see Lexus commercials, different ones maybe with the same messaging during the holidays? Are they annoying? Maybe sometimes, but you remember them. You remember December to remember. Lexus. I'm not buying a Lexus anytime soon, but I know that commercial because I've seen it so many times. That is what you have to do to your audience. Now, again, you're not posting all Monat all the time, but you guys, you're posting something about Monat every single day on your story, folded into those other 10 story posts. Maybe 2 of them are Monat, the other 8 are about your life, but you are sending that same message over and over again because all of the big marketers out there know what maybe some of us don't, which is that it takes anywhere, and there's studies are all over the board with this, but anywhere from 7 to 20 impressions for someone to actually make the decision to buy. That's why you have people in your life that join your team a year and a half later. I know Shauna's sister just joined her team. It took her years of watching Shauna, hearing the same thing over and over and over. You need to do that on your social media. You need to send the same message. You need to be talking about the same things in different ways and different lights. And when you're talking about those things, you need to wrap them in a story. It's not just, we help postpartum hair loss. Here's my friend Allie. She's had 3 kids. Every single time after her kids, she gets baldness in the temples. Monat has changed that for her. We wouldn't say Monat. These products have changed that for her. DM me to find out what her hair secret is. However you want to put it, your audience is 22 times more likely to remember whatever it is you're talking about if you wrap it in a story, if you give those people that you're putting on your story a name. And Jamie, I know, is going to go into a little bit more of how to be very specific with what you're targeting too. And then lastly, humans have the attention span of a goldfish now, you guys. We are so inundated. So if you are not capturing their attention in the first 8 seconds of your story, and you have a 20 story like slide thing going on to get your point across about money, you're going to lose people. You need to have something up front speaking directly to that person that's going to grab their attention. Because I look at that too. I'm like, okay, did the same people follow my story all the way through, or did they fall off? Like, for other reasons too, like who's looking at my stories literally all the time, both for my business and because I have to watch my account a little bit. But 8 seconds, you guys. So think about, in that first story slide, are you saying something to grab their attention that's going to captivate them, that's going to keep them there, that's going to make them want to hear what you have to say? So that is what I had, and I'm super excited for the queen of all the queens, Jamie, to give you a little bit more on attraction marketing and how it had a big impact on her business from day one as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly. And thank you for making this presentation. It's perfect. So Kelly kind of gave you guys an overview, right, of attraction marketing, why it works, what it is. Now we're going to kind of dive in a little deeper into how you guys can apply that specifically to your business and on social media. So the first thing I want to touch on, and you guys should have heard this already if you've done any trainings. If you're brand new, you may not have heard this yet. That's okay. But the 5 brand pillars, okay? What we're doing here really is rebranding you. We're rebranding you when you join this business, okay? We're not changing you. You're not changing yourself to fit Monat. You're not changing yourself to become Miss Monat. You're not making a separate profile like we talked about. All you're doing is choosing 5 things, right? Because that's just it. It's an easy baseline to go off of that make you you. And you're going to use those things to kind of guide how you post and how you show up on social media. So for me, obviously I'm a mom, right? So I post a lot of mom things. I post about my kids. That's number 1. Number 2, I like to post like fashion finds and clothes and things from time to time. I post faith or just inspiring quotes and things like that. And then really like, outdoor Florida living, that kind of stuff too. What else do I post? So I think I said 4, but the 5th one might be like makeup or things like that. So figure out what those 5 things are for you. And honestly, the better you get at those, like the more specific and more detailed you get, the more you're going to attract people into your page. I was worried about when I started narrowing myself down as a mom and losing all these other people. But in reality, that's how you succeed. So don't be worried about narrowing your brand down. That's what you want. You want to find specific things that people are going to relate to you on, because that's what's going to get them in and get them coming back. If you think about like Sam Gomes, right? Like I have always just loved Sam Gomes, but I loved her before I even met her, which is kind of crazy. I'm like, I love Sam Gomes. Hadn't even met the girl. Why did I love her? Because of what she posted on social media, how she showed up, how she talked, how she was vulnerable. She showed her face, so I felt like I knew her. She shared a lot of like mom things, and she just was super relatable. That's kind of what you guys want to be. So find somebody for you who you relate to, who shows up on social media in a way that you connect with, and you can take those ideas too and run with it. So if you guys know the 5 things that make you you, can you drop them in the chat? And we're just going to look at some of those right now. And I want you guys to keep in mind that like attracts like. So you are attracting people into your business who are like you. So if you want to attract somebody who's a hustler and who's working hard and who doesn't make excuses, then you probably want to show up that way on social media. And maybe you haven't been that way in the past, but that's the cool thing about branding yourself on social media now, is you can show up as anything you want in the world. You may want somebody who, you know, works is a lot of times people who do well in this business have multiple jobs already, or they're super busy people. So you can show up on social media talking about how busy you are already and how easily this fits into your life. Because we all know one of the top objections is I don't have time, right? So if you're a busy person, show up as that. Show everything you're doing. Show that you're a hard worker. Show that you're a hustler. Bring the energy, because that's what's going to attract people into your page. And you can see all these things people are dropping: food, drinks, home renovations. If you guys have a story to tell, like, I think those are honestly the best things you can do. Like if you're renovating your home, I love following those stories. Jacqueline Ortega just posted her like health journey that she's going through with a functional medicine doctor. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just did the same thing and I didn't post it. I should have posted it, right? People love following those specific journeys. And a lot of times they're things that we think aren't that important or aren't that interesting, but it's truly what people connect with, right? Like how many of you have had a story about a doctor, a health thing that you found out, but haven't posted it, right? Jacqueline posted that this week. And I was like watching her whole story because I'm like, oh, I literally just did all this. So I connected with her, I related to her, and I commented. That's what you want people to do with you. So rebranding yourself, like attracts like, show up as the person that you want to attract into your business. IG bio, Instagram bio. So you want, first of all, to be on a public profile if you can. Most of you can. I only say if you can, if you have like a work restriction or something, but even then, a lot of times you can block people or find other ways around it, because what we're doing here is we are attracting people into our page. We want everybody to come. We want our doors open for business. And the best way to do that is to have a public profile. So turn it on public if you're not. Your bio, think about when somebody comes to your page, this is the first thing that they see about you. So how do you want to present yourself for a first impression? Those 5 things that make you you, those should be somewhere in your bio, somewhere written. You can Google bios. You can look at other money girls' bios and find a bio that inspires you or makes you feel like you connect with it, and do that. But make sure your page, when somebody comes to it for a first impression, is just that, a good first impression. And look at your top few pictures. Maybe there's something that like doesn't suit you anymore and you need to delete it or remove it. That's okay. Okay, next, your page has to have value. It has to have value. So not only do you have to have these 5 things that make you you, but you have to be bringing value to people in a specific area so that they want to watch you, right? There's a million things going on. There's a million people we follow. And how many times do you guys unfollow somebody? Not because you don't like them. You're just kind of like, too much, right? Too much going on. We have to bring value. So if you have a specific area of like specialty, definitely hone in on that and talk about it and bring value to people in that area. Okay, people need to fall in love with you first. People join people in this business. People buy products from people in this business. Yes, they want the products, or yes, they're interested in the business opportunity, but at the end of the day, they have to fall in love with you. They have to like you first before they even like money. So just keep that in mind. Okay, apps. I'm going to do a couple more technical things. Apps that I use a lot. Lightroom. If you don't have Lightroom, I would recommend downloading Lightroom. You can buy presets very easily on Etsy. I think there's Allure Me is another site for presets, and they're not expensive, you guys. And you can use the same preset over and over to get a similar look on your feed very easily now. If you don't know, you can Google it. That's what I did. Splice is a really good one, SPLICE, for like reels and video editing. Splice. It's a lot easier than using the reels through Instagram. You can make it on Splice and then save it and then post it on reels. And then another one I use is Caption Writer. I use Caption Writer to write the captions. That's how you can get the nice spacing in the captions. You can put the hashtags in it. When people are writing long, thoughtful captions, and I do recommend writing more long, thoughtful captions nowadays, that's what's getting people's attention, right? More than just a pretty picture and a short caption. Like something of substance, but you can use Caption Writer to write that out and it'll copy it. That way, when you paste it in Instagram, it'll paste perfectly. Reels, I'm not going to touch on too much, but 1 to 2 reels a week is a great way to boost your engagement and to be seen. That is what Instagram is pushing right now. They always push their newest platforms. Reels is their newest platform right now. And so if you make reels once or twice a week, it's much more likely that you're going to get new followers and more engagement with your current base. And I know it feels discouraging sometimes, but if you look at people who have like gone viral, a lot of times they had like not a lot of views, not a lot of views, not a lot of views. And then all of a sudden they have like 2.5 million, right? Which is crazy. So it does happen, but the main thing is being consistent. You have to show up consistently, not just for the Instagram algorithm, which you do, but also for your followers because they are watching you. And like Kelly said, it takes multiple exposures. And people want to join a winning team. I'm going to touch on this a little more later, but this kind of goes into building curiosity. Last thing before I go into building curiosity, use hashtags on everything. It's like leaving money on the table. You're leaving followers and people on the table if you don't hashtag everything. It's a great way to reach people. You can put hashtags on your posts. You can also put them on your stories and pinch them down so small that people can't even see them. But when they're scrolling through, it may pop up and you may reach somebody new. And they're going to say, I don't even know how I found you. Building curiosity. This is the reason I wanted to do this call is because when I first started, I watched a Jacqueline Ortega video on social media training. And the main thing she talked about was building curiosity. And it stuck with me so hard. And this is how I built my business. I never said Monat. I never posted the bottles with the names on it. I didn't tell people exactly what I was doing the first year, really even the first 2 years. And that is what draws people in, right? It drives people crazy when they don't know what we're doing. So they have to reach out to us and say, what is it? What are you doing? And then we get the opportunity to tell them what we're doing. Also, like Kelly said, we don't want to be a billboard. Nobody likes that. Nobody wants to feel like they're being sold. So this is an opportunity to do it in a kind of more tasteful, classy way, but also effective way where you're drawing people into your business. Okay. Get together with a girlfriend. If you guys need content, get together with a friend, bring multiple outfits, get dressed up, take photos for each other. You can do it once a quarter, once a month. I've never hired a photographer. Obviously you could do that, but if you have a friend, plan it out. The hardest part is planning it and putting it on the calendar. Once you do that, you're going to be in a much better place. All right. So what do you guys post? We have a really great document that's been circulating. I think Sam Gomes made it. We send it out and it's also going to be in our new MP handbook. It's called first month of posts in the business, what to post. And that's a great place to start. But it goes through basically 4 weeks and ideas for you to post every day, ideas on business posts and ideas on product posts. If you guys haven't done everything in that document yet, I would recommend starting there. A couple good examples are, well, first, let's just say, show what the company is going to do for you. Showing what the company is going to do for you is one of the biggest things that you can do for your business when attracting market partners. People have to know what it's going to do for you, why you're doing this. They have to know that you are confident and excited about the future and the direction that you're heading. They want to join a winning team, okay? I wanted to join a winning team. I watched Jacqueline for a long time almost 10 months before I said yes. But they need to see you winning and they need to see your team winning as well. So talk about your team winning, talk about the Cadillacs. If somebody hits a new rank, it doesn't matter if they are your market partner or on your team, especially on self-made, but even the bigger team like Jacqueline's team, nobody cares. You can post anything. Take a picture of that person and celebrate it. If you know their story, tell their story, tell what they do. I made a little note here to tell the story about Michelle Spivak. I think she's on this call, but I specifically remember her husband reached out to me after I posted a series of posts about girls on our team who had just gotten promoted. And I did not just post congrats, but I posted what they did, who they were, and like what the business basically was doing for them. So it was like, I remember Daryl was a nurse. Now she's able to be home with her kids, full time through this business. And she just qualified for her Cadillac, right? So I did a series of those on all different people who were from all different professions, showing them that different people can succeed in this business. Her husband said, "Is this all from the shampoo?" Reached out to me. "Is this all from the shampoo?" And I said, "Yes, it is." And he was like, "Oh." And I was like, "If you know anybody that may be interested, let me know." And he said, "Maybe my fiance." And I said, "Okay, great." And then I think he followed, I think he actually did follow up with me. And I got her number. We ended up chatting. And now she's doing 7,000 plus a month in sales. She's the number 4 income earner on our self-made team, all through basically an attraction marketing post, showing that our team is winning, showing that all different people can do this business regardless of their career, their age, whatever. So you really want to tell stories. Stories is what people relate to, and it's what makes people think, I can do this too. If she can do it, I can do it. And that was my thought process when I saw Jackie even. I knew she was doing well because she posted, her Cadillac. I knew what she was doing because I was buying the products from her. But if I didn't, I would have had no idea what she was doing. And that's what you want. You want people to see, wow, she's doing really well at this thing. She's like, moving really quickly, and she's got a really fun team. It looks really fun. I wonder what exactly this is. And that's what you want. Celebrate everything, celebrate everyone, put their picture up. They need to see it's not only you succeeding, but all different people can succeed. All right. And people say fake it till you make it, which doesn't really bother me, but if you don't like that, you can say faith it till you make it. Either way, I really think we did that, like Allie and myself and Rachel and Shauna, I feel like we were really good at, we all started in the same place. We didn't have success when we started. We had nothing, right? But we were confident, we were excited, we were confident about the direction we were headed, and we celebrated on our social media everything that everybody was achieving. It can be one customer, it can be their first customer. And if you're somebody's upline, you should do a post and say, wow, days into this business and you're already killing it. You are headed for big things. Congratulations. So excited you're on this rocket ship to the top. That's the kind of energy and kind of things you want to do. And people don't know, right? This is marketing. Perception is reality. You get to choose what that is. You can post anything you want in the entire world on social media. And a lot of us don't like talking about ourselves. We don't like bragging. But people need to know that they're joining something real. They need to know it's not a little fad, that you're going to stick with it. And part of the way to do that too is to be consistent and confident over time. So you can't do one post and assume that somebody is going to join your business. It takes, they say 3 months, and I don't know if that's really a statistic or not, but 3 months to get somebody's attention as a market partner. Okay, next. Get over yourself. If you haven't read the book or listened to the audio book, you need to read or listen to Get Over Your Damn Self. That is so important. I read that book before I signed up as a market partner because I was leaving to go to Barcelona, and Jackie said, sign up when you get back because it'll be the first of the month. But I was told, listen to this book. So I listened to it on the plane ride. And when I came back, I was ready to go. And I think that reading that as one of the first things really got my mind right when I joined. So you guys, people don't care as much about you as you think they do. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, most people, we think that they're watching and hanging on to every single thing that we post, and they're not, right? If we're lucky, we have really good family and friends and people that care about us. But if we're hanging on, worrying about posting because our, friends from college or some guy we dated, I don't know, whatever it is, it's so silly because people are not out there. People are so busy. People are much more concerned with themselves and their own lives than we realize. So, and when you realize that, it's actually very freeing. It's actually really freeing when you realize that wow, and you are in control and you can be in charge. And you can do what's best for you based on what you want and your goals and your dreams, not based on hanging on to a thought or idea that other people are going to be making fun of you or whatever. And honestly, I mean, I reached out to so many of my good friends when I started, and pretty much all of them said no. So that will happen. You know, it does happen. And it made me want to work even harder. It made me want to make this work even harder. And I really think it fueled me. So you guys have to let those things fuel you and bring you to a place where you don't let yourself fail in this business. Like, failure is not an option. Okay, kind of a tangent. That's mostly what I have, but the more effortlessly that you guys can weave this business into your life, into who you already are, and make it fit without flashing the bottles. You don't have to create amazing content. When we started, we didn't spend hours or make all this pretty amazing content. We didn't have reels. We used attraction marketing. You know, I would say just freshened up my hair, my day 4 hair, and then talk about something else, like on the camera, right? And it gets people wondering what it is you're doing or what it is you're using. My very first post on video, my first month in, and I was terrified, and I did not post that much, but I did, was me saying, oh, my hair feels so good. I didn't even straighten it, and it's not frizzy. And I had like 8 people respond and be like, what are you using? Like, what is it? What are you using? Because nobody knew what I was doing. And that's what you want, right? I've been doing this over 3 years, so most people know what I'm doing right now, but we always get new followers. We're always meeting new people. So you still want to present it in a way where you're attracting people in to what you're doing. You're selling a lifestyle here. Remember that. You're selling a lifestyle. You're selling a dream. As far as the business, you're sharing, you know, a vehicle that can get people to where they want to go, to live a lifestyle that they want, whether it's being home with their kids, whether it's traveling a lot, whether it's, you know, not working that second job or bringing their husband home more. Whatever it is, that's what you're selling. So I want you guys to show up when you're posting. You know, if you think about something you want, maybe it's a trip to Italy, take that picture, find a beautiful picture on Pinterest or on the internet and post it on your story and say, can't wait to go here next year. Like, I'm so thankful for this opportunity that is going to allow me to take my dream trip. Okay. Those are the kind of things you can do. If you're at the park with your daughter, your son, show a picture of your baby on your hip, you know. Thankful kids are off school this week for winter break and I can be home with them and spend time with them today. I remember when I was working full time and it was so stressful because I had to call, you know, my aunt or whoever to rush in and babysit and watch my kids. And not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just feeling extra blessed today and thankful that this is my life and like this business allows me to live this way. So think about what you want and throw it in the chat. What do you guys want out of life? What do you want? Think about what you want. Is it a dream vacation? Is it spending more time with family? Whatever, is it a puppy? Is it a Louis Vuitton purse? Whatever it is, I want you guys all on this call to get a picture of that. And I want you to go post it on your story after this call and say, you know, so thankful for this opportunity that is going to allow me to, you know, get X, Y, or Z. Okay. So
I had 2 more things I thought about before you wrap it up. A tip on bottles. If you still want to use the bottles in your story, this is paint, by the way, not money. I'm at my parents' house, but just hold it up and put your fingers kind of over the label. So you can still talk about the product, but just cover up the label. I know Jamie does it. She probably did it without even thinking about it when she was holding up that bottle. But if you're wanting to talk about specific products, just cover the label while you're talking about it and you can hold it up like this. Secondly, I wanted to say, I am here because of attraction marketing. I am the type of person that if I would have known what this was, I would have never reached out to Allie because I thought this business was not for me. But the way she was posting, I didn't know what she was doing. And it just so happened there was not really much information on her page. So I had to message her. And that reminded me when Jamie was talking about Michelle. Sorry, just wanted to add those 2 things. Oh, and Jessica Levinson was asking Jamie, and I'd love your thoughts on this too, how to shorten stories. I think a great way to do that is to just bullet point out, like, what is your goal out of this story? Like the things that you want to say so that you're really concise in delivering that on your story. And Jamie, would love any thoughts you have on that. I'm guessing you're referring, Jess, to when I was talking about like making sure you're capturing their attention and not going on for too many slides.
Yeah, I just feel like sometimes I like word vomit because I get nervous in front of the camera. So then I'm like going on and on and on. And whereas I've seen like other people in the business get the same point across in like 4 slides, whereas mine's like 15 slides, and you lose them by then. So
yeah, I think like Kelly said, think about what do you want people to get out of it? Write that down. And then think about how you can most clearly get that message across. Like maybe there's some stuff in there that isn't that important to them. Put yourself in their shoes, right? Like pretend that you're in their shoes, or think back to before you joined, things that got you excited. What made you say yes? What caught your attention? Think like a potential. Put yourself in their shoes, and then go through that. We know how amazing this business is. We know how much we love it, and we'll shout it from the rooftops, but people who aren't in it yet don't know that. So think about the things that attracted you. Any other questions? I hope this was helpful, guys. Kelly Stein, thank you so much for making that amazing presentation. And I know a lot of you are wondering, the document is ready. It's done. It's coming. We were literally just adding our logo on the front page. So that's what's been holding it up, which is really silly. But it's ready and it's done, and we're sending it out. We just wanted it to be perfect because obviously when we send it, it's going to get sent out to the masses. So it should be coming later today. And it will have that first month of post things in it, which will be great, and social media tips. So people can have one thing. It's long, but you have one place to go to. So you don't have to find a million things. All right.
So excited.
All right, guys, go figure out what you want and make your post.
Love
Bye,
it.
guys.
Thank you, Amy.